Hi, this is Chi-Chi from Mystic News, and I'm with the crew and team of Green Ink Radio.
Hello!
I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about Green Ink Radio.
Green Ink Radio is a network. It's a radio network of hope, health, and joy. We have 5 hosts, and it's a growing network. And what our whole intention is to kind of increase the positive vibrations in the universe. So everything we talk about is positive, and we discuss all kinds of variety of topics, from health to tarot to being your authentic self, to energy, to musicians. We have the whole gambit of topics for everybody.
Oh, that's very good. I'm glad to hear about that. And what inspired you to start this?
Well, I had been wanting to start a health and wellness company for a while, and I went to Green Ink Marketing and asked them for funding. And Chip Green and Gary Schaefer and Tom Murphy, Chip Green's husband, they agreed. They kind of got on board. We went to a convention in New York and showed them what a health and wellness type of organization and message is, and they were like, "Yeah, let's do this." And they were really cool, and they've been funding us, so we're really lucky.
Oh, that is good.
And we've just been made our own company now, so we're Green Ink Radio LLC. So we'll be teaching class. Not only do we have our radio station, but we do presentations, workshops. We're going to be teaching e-courses, as well as I'm doing some meditation and hypnosis deliverables, such as audio casts and stuff.
Oh, good. I hope to hear more about it.
Thanks.
Future of Green Ink Radio.
The future.
Jimmy,
Yes.
I'd like to hear more about the future of Green Ink Radio.
I think Green Ink Radio is going to just continue to expand. We'll expand the network. We're also going into books and CDs and art. We have a wide variety of things we're doing, tarot cards, etc. So we have so many things we're going to do. We're really excited.
I'm with Nate in Green Ink Radio. And Nate, could you tell me a little bit about your show?
Sure, Chi-Chi. My show is called A Voracious Self, and it highlights an individual who is living according to his or her authentic self, or core.
I'm sorry to ask, but what is aviacious?
A voracious?
Voracious.
It's living authentically, honestly, in the moment, according to your morals and beliefs, and living true to who you are as an individual.
That sounds pretty interesting, and more people need to be more authentic.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that it lends to any age group, or just a particular, like anybody?
Absolutely. I certainly hope that the show can, anybody can relate to it. You know, I think that we as human beings empathize and connect with individuals by listening and sharing with their stories. So my hope is that this transcends age, and that you as a human being can tune in and listen and connect with somebody through the power of listening and our radio show, and that you can apply some of what you learned from somebody else to your own life.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome, to be able to listen to people.
Right, absolutely.
And then go with it. So I was just thinking about the disc personalities. I don't know if you know where there's like a dominant, influence, steady, or compliance. So, sorry, my mind just wandered on that. So if there's different personality traits that.
Absolutely. I think that we all have different personality traits, and when I talk to somebody, listening to him or her, especially when a situation is highlighted in a life that was difficult to overcome or to push through, it's incredibly accessible. And we find out a lot about people, about those traits that carry them through and push them through to success, whatever that means. And I find that the definition of success is particular and individual to each person. And so sharing that, and Green Ink Radio is a great platform upon which to kind of send this out into the universe, and hopefully people tune in.
Hi, I'm with Kat from Green Ink Radio. And Kat, would you please tell me a little bit more about your show?
Hi, yes. I go by Mystic Cat because I'm from Mystic, and I do a mystical kind of show. My show's called Tarot Talk. And what I do is talk about tarot. But in terms of, I guess I see tarot in its therapeutic application, so that it can be a tool for growth and change, something that's accessible to anyone. You don't have to be a mystic or some kind of I don't know, woo-woo, new agey person, that it's accessible to anyone and applicable to everyone's lives, and that it can help us grow and change, uplift, and improve our lives. So I do that. I do the radio show, which is a lot of me talking and then doing a reading. I also interview people, and I'm also a contributor on the Green Ink Radio blog, which is attached to the Green Ink Radio webpage.
And what do you write about in the blog? Does it coincide what you do on the radio?
Actually, the blog is a little freeing because I can write about anything, so it doesn't have to stay within the tarot, intuitive, therapeutic kind of realm. But it's always, I try anyway, always try for an uplifting message that is clear and positive and can be easily communicated fairly quickly. I think my first one, it was a bat got into my house in the night. Who knew? Like, it was the weirdest thing. And then the next day, I'm like, I got to write a blog, but what is this with the bats? And I looked it up in Animal Speak to see what the symbolism was, and it just grew into a blog post. So I can write about anything, even bats. I like that.
So Energy Matters Amplified is basically just a show that will cover a variety of different perceptions on how energy acts and functions in our daily lives. Like, for instance, if you're standing in a crowded room and suddenly you feel somebody staring at you and you turn around, you're saying to yourself, well, how did I know that? So taking science and ancient cultures and the beliefs and how energy actually functions in our lives, and especially for healing, so how we can apply energetic forces that we have within our own bodies to help our healing processes.
Rhonda, please tell me more of the future that's Green Ink Radio.
We have some really exciting stuff coming up. We actually have something coming up in October. It's called Between the Veils, and we're going to have, we're inviting Korosho Ono, the queen of the paranormal, to be our keynote speaker, and then we're going to break out into workshops, hypnosis,
Tarot card reading and intuition development.
Energy and protecting your energy fields.
An acting class.
Yeah, we have really great stuff. And then we are moving even more into the arts.
We're thrilled to be sponsoring in a year the second annual Anna International Film Festival.
And Green Ink will be the sponsor of that, and we're also going to bring in a whole contingency of health and wellness, not only presenters, but vendors.
So a big all-around arts and wellness and health and fun kind of thing.
That's what it really feels like to be part of the team newest member, and we're always creative, laughing, having a great time, and we cannot stop the flow of ideas. So you're not going to know what's going to come down the pike next with us, because we're all over the place doing all kinds of wonderful things and getting others out there, touching hearts.
That's what we're all about. Hope, health, and joy. Green Ink Radio.
You know it.
Well, I'm going to have to clear my calendar and write everything down. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see what's coming next.
Thank you.
Well, I've been doing a lot of booking throughout my life as a musician, a drummer, and a singer. More recent years in Connecticut, doing more singing than drumming with different bands, and doing a lot of booking. I had created the Mystic Blues Festival with Chris Lee a number of years back. I lose track, and I was booking all the major acts, and the first person that I wanted really desperately, I wanted to have a really great female performer to just knock people out. And when I realized that Christine Ullman lived in Connecticut, because I think of her as a New Yorker, being a New Yorker myself, I immediately contacted her. So I got to know Christine, and of course she was like a show stealer and has been back ever since the Blues Festival. And we've become friends, and I would do anything to work with the Beehive Queen, of course, Christine Ullman. I worked with her and wanted her in Women's Voices. And I shared with her the fact that I wanted to do this as a memorial to my late wife, Karen, the creator of Imagine, who passed away a little over a year ago, and who had promoted really the first female promoter of live rock music that I know of in the Shoreline area when we opened Imagine in '79. And we both thought it would be great since I started working with bands, managing, producing, stuff like that, booking New Johnny Five. A lot of great shows with the Reducers, Cruises to Nowhere, just like the title of the album they named after the cruise, and so many other bands and tours and things. And Karen really thought it was a great idea. It was her concept to do these cruises on the Black Island Ferry. It was her idea to do the first live rock show in Old Mystic Village, which I never thought had a snowball's chance in hell of being approved. But we had a meeting at the Steak Loft, our annual meeting, and John Kadama, being the cool guy he is, had bought everybody a first round of drinks, and suddenly Karen's buying a second and third round. I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she said, I don't worry, I know what I'm doing. And then it came up for a vote when she asked me to describe the concert we were going to do with the Reducers and the Johnny Five, and everybody was in such a good mood that it got unanimously approved. The next day, some people were a little more sober and were saying, "Hey, what is this thing?" And I know that Jerry Olson went over to Robert's Music in Groton and had Barry put No Ambition, a single by the Reducers, on there and listened to it. And he said, "That's really good. That's catchy." And everything was fine. So that was the first show Karen and I ever did together in Mystic that I know of, the first live outdoor rock show. It's about 1,500 people in the parking lot, well-behaved, awesome, and it started things. So among the other female performers, getting back to women's voices, because I tend to get a little tangential on things like this, is Easy Baby. Now, I've worked doing bookings for Easy Baby, being their biggest fan. They were introduced to me by my dear, dear friend, Dot Ames, Grandma's Attic. People know who she is around here. And she has excellent taste. And, she recommended them to me and was wondering why on earth I wasn't getting back to her. But I was doing festival and things. And I got back to her. I said, "Let's go see Easy Baby." I went to see Easy Baby, and she kept saying all the way there, this girl was made to sing the blues, talking about Kelly Rago. Boy, was she right. And, I fell in love with Kelly Rago. First time, she started singing. And as a pure blues singer, and I'm sure she can do more if she wants to do than blues, but I think of her as the blues. And by the way, I digress, but Christine was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame just recently. So Kelly and Easy Baby, they're virtuoso musicians. They play the kind of blues I love. And the theme about this women's voices is that these aren't just women performers. These are women singer, songwriter, band leader stars that are in this showcase. We want to emphasize just how much female talent there is in our region and in this world. I mean, I'm not going to get started on the political end of this, but Donald Trump helped inspire this as well without knowing it. So now we had Christine, we have Easy Baby. Then Kayla Farnham, who I've been booking in festivals that I've done all the music for, like the Garlic Festivals in Old Mystic Village and other events. And I had her open for... We had her open for Al Copley once, who's one of the greatest keyboard players around. Kayla is a multi-instrumentalist. She has a voice straight from heaven. Her CDs are incredible. I spent a lot of time with her this past summer. I was booking a venue up in Warwick that was acoustic only. I took every open date she had and put her in there because for my own pleasure, and oh my God, we got outside gigs from it. As soon as people hear Kayla, they're captivated. So Kayla. And then last but definitely not least, because this is the opposite order that they're going to perform at the Women's Voices, Dana Newman from Someone You Can X-Ray. And by the way, what a great band. Just like Easy Baby, what a great band of musicians. They blow my mind. Had them at the last Garlic Festival, put them, just like Easy Baby, right outside the door of Imagine, so I wouldn't have to travel far because I'm usually running around like on roller skates at those festivals, checking everything out. They're a multi-genred band. She writes incredible lyrics. She has one of the most unique, earthy, great voices. I love the themes of their songs, and I love the way those guys play. So there you have all the people who are performing. Now, the Rock and Roll Camp for Girls, Christine is actually on their board, and they're a nonprofit group up in Massachusetts. And you know more than I do about Chris, about how it got founded and who the people are behind it. But it's really a place where young women can go and learn every aspect of the music business, from recording to playing all instruments, and just, learn the beauty of having music in your life and just all of the great things and connections that it brings you. I started playing when I was 13 at the New York World's Fair. It was the first gig that the Roman Candles ever had, and my goodness, my life changed so much getting that gig. And we worked on a replica of Bourbon Street for 64 and 65 whenever the fair was open. I got to meet all the real stars of Bourbon Street at the time, Al Hurt, Pete Fountain, and Dave Brubeck, and drumming idols like Joe Morello, Sam Ulano, who wrote my drum book that I was learning from with my lessons. And so many others. And music, once it's in your life, what can I say? Like Jim Morrison said, your only friend till the end. Music. I mean, I'm blessed. I have some other good friends, but I know exactly what he meant. So that's what Women's Voices is about. No, and by the way, the Knickerbocker, I knew they would welcome us. I've done so many things there. I've attended so many great shows there. It's my favorite venue. It's, Mark Connolly just runs that place so well. Sean Allen, who has the same birthday as me. My brother Sean Allen will be doing the sound like he always does. Nobody better. You have the Nick backline. You have the Nick stage. You have the Nick dance floor. And all you got to do is bring the talent. And we will definitely be bringing the talent for Women's Voices. So I want to urge people to support the Rock and Roll Camp for Girls and to help me launch ImagineMystic.com, the new version of Imagine, which is completely online. We're not really going to be selling stuff that day, but we're going to be making people aware of what we do, because unlike other websites, we're going to be doing concerts. We're going to be doing movies at the Mystic Luxury Cinema. We're going to be doing lots of things to stay connected, with the great, talented women and men, and boys and girls, and anyone who loves music and who really wants to be a dreamer. Which that term has a lot of meaning now. I love to be supporting the dreamers that they're trying to get rid of in the country. But I'm talking about the John Lennon kind of dreamers. When he said, "You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one." Those kind of dreamers. I think it's great to be doing this. I'm excited about it.
I never was one for the shallow water, never afraid of the dark. Hard to handle the excitable kind, take off running when I could have walked. And maybe I should have listened when Mama said, girl, to yourself be true. I was hard-headed, couldn't make up my mind. Was I waiting for only you? I will jump right into the deep end of the river of love, love, love. I gotta be satisfied, I wanna be baptized. Down in the deep end, down in the deep end, down in the deep end, down in the deep end. I told myself I would never surrender, though I was no stranger to the thrill. Then came the thirst in your eyes and the twist in your smile, and I hold my heart steady until I will jump right into the deep end of the river of love, love, love. I gotta be satisfied, I wanna be baptized. Down in the deep end, down in the deep end, down in the deep end, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now the current is strong, but the water is warm, and the river runs pure and wide. Baby, take my hand, take a lover's chance, and meet me on the other side. I will jump right into the deep end of the river of love, love, love. I gotta be satisfied, I wanna be baptized. Down in the deep end, down in the deep end, down in the deep end, down in the deep end. I will jump right into the deep end of the river of love, love, love. I wanna be satisfied, I gotta be baptized. Down in the deep end, 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 down in the deep end. I gotta be baptized, baby, let's go down.
And I'm here with Christine Oman with Rebel Montees and with the Saturday Night Live Band. And Christine, it's lovely to have you on the show.
Well, Chris, I'm delighted to be here with you and all the listeners.
Thank you so much. Well, and then that being said, I'd like to also discuss another person that you and I both know, you know her better, that can really, really shred, and that is June Millington.
Yeah, June Millington, guitarist for the band Fanny. They were the first all-girl band signed to a major label back in the 70s. June now lives up near Northampton, Massachusetts, where she and her partner have something called the Institute for the Musical Arts. The name of the town is Goshen. It's north of Northampton. They have a fabulous barn up there, which is a studio designed by John Stork, who designed Electric Ladyland. And the barn and the studio, by the way, can be booked for recording projects. It's just a wonderful studio, but also they run something called the Rock and Roll Camp for Girls, which takes place all summer long. I serve on the advisory board with people like Bonnie Raitt and Ani DeFranco, and I go up and do workshops with the girls in the summer. And can we talk about an event that's coming up in October, Chris?
Of course, that was my lead-in, and you've spiked it in. It's just like volleyball. Very good. Go for the win. Yes. Let's talk about the.
So really, I'm really looking forward. On Sunday, October 1st, we're going to appear at the Knickerbocker Music Center in Westerly, Rhode Island. Anybody that lives down in that area knows the Nick. It's been there forever. And they've expanded it now. It's now called the Knickerbocker Music Center. The show is being sponsored by ImagineMystic.com and Richard Douglas, and it is called the Women's Voices Concert Series. And it's going to run on Sunday, October 1st, from 2 in the afternoon until 7 at night. And all the proceeds are going to go to the Institute for the Musical Arts, which was something that Richard Douglas suggested, and I am just all over it necessarily, of course, because I serve on the advisory board of that charity. And so you'll be supporting the Institute for the Musical Arts and the Rock and Roll Camp for Girls. So come down to the Knickerbocker in Westerly on Sunday, October 1st. I will be appearing, I'm headlining, so I'll be appearing from about 5:30 to 7. But there will be some great bands before me, including a band called Easy Baby, who won the Connecticut Blues Challenge this year. So they'll be representing Connecticut in February, I think it's February, in Memphis at the International Blues Challenge down there. So they're the Connecticut winners, Easy Baby. They're on the bill as well. And so there are two other bands. So you can go on my website and see all about this. And, Chris, I'm sure will be posting things about this on your sites as well. And, again, it's called Women's Voices on Sunday, October 1st. It's in the afternoon into the early evening. It's from 2 to 7.
Nick. And it's on your website, www.christineohlman.net. That's OHLMAN. For those of you who can't spell out there, I have the same hard time. So www.christineohlman.net. And it's a very great.
Just let me say, if you can't spell my name, my nickname is the Beehive Queen because I have a big blonde beehive hairdo. So just look up Beehive Queen and you'll find me. And then you'll know how to spell my name.
There we go, and you are of royalty. So now, and Richard, a great promoter locally, has a great musical background, and had Imagine from Mystic Village for I think at least 30 years or so, the retail store that helped try to promote local bands and stuff. And the thing that really inspired him to do this, and I spoke to him prior, was. His wife had passed away, but his wife was a huge supporter in the women's music movement, and it was more the local scene than anything else. And I guess he's really doing it in her memory, and I think in a way it's closure, but it's great. He's taking turning this into a very positive situation for everyone and everything. So.
Yes, and we're speaking, of course, about Richard Douglas.
Douglas, yeah.
Yeah, in the Mystic area and the Shoreline area, a real mover and shaker. So, yes, we're very, very happy. This is the kickoff event of this concert series, and I believe there will be others following it.
Yeah, he does want to make it you are right. He wants to make it an annual one, and he just has this huge vision for it, and it's a great idea, and it's a much-needed thing. And what they do at IMA, it's truly amazing. And from what I'm told, and correct me if I'm wrong, they'll teach the girls how to play, of course, but they have access to the studio.
Oh yeah, yes.
And they'll teach them that too.
That's the thing about it. They stay there for 10 days, and they sleep there, and they interact, and then also at the end of the summer there is a rock and roll camp that is only a recording camp. So then the girls come, and all they do, if they're so inclined, is learn how to be engineers, recording engineers.
Wow.
And that's huge. But let me just say too, if you have a recording project and you want to go up, they can house you. You can record there, and they can house you. So it really is. I think now that they've got a huge brand new board in there, it's really going to take off. I think as a recording studio as well.
Oh, I'm glad.
IMA.org. IMA.org. The Institute for the Musical Arts.
I'm glad. And again, and June is such a nice, kind person, and such a visionary. And I wish, and we were talking about they legitimately had the first female rock band ever. They really did. Everyone says it's the Runaways. It was really them. And I think they even started earlier, like in 1969 or so.
Yeah, oh, they did. Yeah, they did. And then they were signed to a major label. Not that there weren't other female bands around. There were some in different areas, but they were really the first. And then there was a little bit of a wave of that. People like Goldie and the Gingerbread. You know, I mean, there was a wave of that. And then, of course, into the Runaways with Joan
Joan
Jett.
Jett, Lita Ford,
You know,
Joker.
and into the modern day. But Fanny were really trailblazers.
Now,
Really. June, her sister Jean.
oh yeah, exactly. And her sister played bass. Great bass player too. Just phenomenal.
Oh, yes.
And their drummer, if you guys ever have a chance, check it out on YouTube. Look up Fanny, and their drummer is rhythmically a genius because she'll do triple beats and then maintain like a normal standard beat, and it's just ridiculous what she can do.